Right. You've probably been doing other interviews. What a shock.
Yeah.
And anyone would think you've got a tour and an album to promote. What the fucking hell's that about? How are you anyway, man?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. Good. Yeah, really good.
Good, 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 excellent. All right. I mean, you probably can tell that from at the bottom there.
Yeah,
Thanks
nice
for
to meet you,
taking
dude.
well, we've actually met before years ago.
Have
Um,
we?
yeah, so you got to remember me. I was just a fan, but it was when you guys, because I'm in Adelaide, you played here with D's Nuts.
Oh
Like,
shit, yeah, okay.
fuck, like 2017, 2018. It was before COVID. 2019,
Y-
maybe?
Yes. I mean, I remember the show. It was like I remember the room as well. Um, yeah, it was like it had like a pillars, like a balcony.
Yeah,
Yeah. I remember it.
nice word. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we met after the show, and I don't know why, but like I was thinking about it today, preparing for this, and I was like, was he wearing a Leeds United t-shirt? Because then I thought, well, I can't do it from Sheffield. So I'm going through having have a look, and it was a Paris Saint-Germain, by the way. So I
Yeah. I would
guess
definitely
you're not a
never wear.
Leeds fan.
No, definitely not.
So,
Sheffield United all the way.
hey, the Blades. Okay,
Uh,
fair enough. You and Sean Bean and the bassist from Def Leppard.
That's it.
That's all I've got for Sheffield United, man. I don't know anybody else who supports you.
Yeah, I can't think of any notable names to be honest off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's a few.
Nice. Well, there's no Alex Taylor.
That's
Uh,
it.
yeah, friends of Bricktop from the movies. I
That's
saw
it.
the video. We're getting right into it, by the way. So that video just dropped a few days ago. I mean, funny video, great song, obviously. How did you get Alan Ford involved?
So when we came up with the concept of the video being like an art gallery heist, and we wanted to use it as the big album artwork reveal, um, we were like planning or where we were going to shoot it, how we were going to do it, and I kind of just pitched the idea to the lads. I was like, "What about if we get like a cameo from someone?" Didn't really know who. I was like, "But it'd be cool if we could get like an actor to be like the mob boss sending us out on the job." And then we like brainstormed a couple of ideas, and then I just happened to be scrolling Instagram one night, and like a clip from Snatch came up, and I was like, "Yo, imagine if we could get Bricktop." So we literally just contacted his agent. Like we did a bit of digging, found his agent, contacted him, and he was like fully down for the idea. And that was it really. Like, yeah, he was on board. He came down to the shoot, learned his lines in like 20 minutes, and then came in, delivered it, and yeah, an absolute legend. It was pretty funny really because everybody on set was like really when he turned up, everyone on set was like really nervous to go and speak to him, and like everyone thought that he was gonna shout at them or something, and but he was just a lovely bloke, really nice guy, really interested, like invested in the project. I sent him. He gave me his mobile number. He said, "Listen, you make sure you send it me when the video comes out because I want to see it." I was like, "I will, mate. Don't worry." So I sent it him last week, and I was like, "I'll just let you know the video's out. Thank you again for being a part of the project." And he was like, "Oh, thank you so much for letting me be a part of your world. Like, I'm really proud of it." So, it was sick. It's pretty cool to say I've got Bricktop's phone number in my phone.
It is. It was a great spot. Like we got the link through. Like it comes through on an email, and I'm like, oh, Malevolence new video. All right, go and pop it on. And I'm like, fuck it, I was eating this. Like, and then it was just you get just hooked at that point because you want to know where it goes as well. So it's yeah, it was really really nicely well done. Well done, guys.
Sick,
Fun.
man. Thank you. Glad you enjoyed it.
Let's talk about the two things we mentioned earlier. You're going to be here next month, touring quite extensively in what we call regional Australia. Good luck with that. With Alpha Wolf, and then you've got a couple of your own shows, including one back here in Adelaide as well.
Yeah.
Um, then you got an album out on June the 20th. Uh, we'll go for a bit of a generic, cheesy question. What have your memories been of Australia on your previous tours?
I mean, it's one of my favorite places in the world to come and play, to be honest. If the crowds are sick, everyone's very welcoming, the sun's shining, it's warm, you've got beautiful scenery, beautiful beaches. Like, what's not to love? Um, yeah, every time we come there, we have a great time. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward on this trip as well to seeing like the places that we haven't been before, like like you said, the more rural spots, the slightly off the beaten track, and seeing what them places are like. Um, I'm just yeah, like it's one of our favorite places to come. So yeah, we're very excited.
It's quite an extensive tour to do as a non-Australian band. Because most Australian bands, they'll come in Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, maybe Adelaide, maybe Perth if they're lucky, and then they fuck off.
Yeah,
But I mean, a lot of the Aussie bands at the moment, like I mean, not just Alpha Wolf, of course. I mean, Northlane have recently, Amity Affliction have. A lot of them, Polaris, are now doing these 20, 25 date regional tours. So a lot of the venues are actually going to be pretty good and they're going to be pretty decent size. Have you got any idea how big the venues are going to be?
honestly, no. I've kind of just I'm leaving it to finding it out on the day. I kind of like that sometimes. I tend not to like watch pre-sale numbers too much or look at the venues in advance because it kind of makes it more fun on the day. Um, so I mean, I know the tickets for the headline shows that we're doing, like the side shows, they've been selling really well. Because it'll be our first time headlining like in Australia, so that'll be sick. Um, so yeah, I like kind of leaving it up until like closer to the time to finding out what the vibe is.
I'm just actually trying to because it's end of May. I think you're in here. Where are we? In Adelaide. This is. Oh no, 20 yeah, 22nd of May. Yeah, so you're in Adelaide on the 22nd of May. Um, I'll be there. I'll see you.
Good, good man.
So I think the last time you were here was a couple of years ago. Was that the Kublai Khan?
No, the last time we were there was
You're on a four
uh
band bill. I remember you played at Line Arts. You're on a four band bill, and it was fucking brutal.
oh God, I can't remember what it was last time. It was last time we was it Die Art? We did no, we
Night
did the Not Fest. We did Die Art. We did the Die Art tour, and then we did the Not Fest shows.
That'll be it. That'll be what I'm thinking. Yeah, and remember, you got a really great response there as well. I mean, for people who haven't seen Malevolence before, uh, how would you describe your band to them? Yeah, I love asking this question. It fucks everyone up.
Um, I'd say if you like riffs, if you like breakdowns, if you like good sing-alongs, and if you like going mad at the show, then Malevolence is the band for you.
Sure, there you go. Nice, nice.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
that's
with the new album coming out on June 20th, I mean, is there any surprises in there? Like, have you stretched yourselves from what you previously have done, or are you digging in deeper with what you're already really good at, which
I
is
feel
your riffs and breakdowns?
yeah, I feel like I mean this album is a level up in every sense of the word, lyrically, sonically, production wise. We've I guess you could say we are digging deep into the sound that we've kind of formed for ourselves. Um, but this is like our first time working with Josh Wilbur, who's the producer on this record. It was our first venture into working with a producer. So
This
um,
was in LA, wasn't it? You went to as well.
yeah, so we were out in LA. We recorded the whole album in LA, and yeah, so I feel like Josh has really helped us bring out the best of our abilities, each in our own unique way. Um, and it was fun to work with someone who like gets it and understands what we're trying to do, the music we are trying to write, and understands that the music that we write is the music that we want to hear. We're not trying to copy anyone else's style or anything like that. We're just writing the music that we like, and that's all we've ever all we've ever done. Um, so writing with him made it more of a fun experience as opposed to previous albums, where it sometimes can feel like a bit of a slog. Um, but yeah, in terms of like surprises, I won't say there's any more surprises, but I feel like if you're a Malevolence fan, then you'll like this album because it's Malevolence in its best possible current form.
Nice. Did you feel that having Josh there, allowing you to be in your best current form, was because you weren't having to worry so much about the production stuff, you just go hell for leather with your lyrics and your vocals and the band's music. You weren't
Yeah,
tied down.
oh yeah, 100%. Like me, for example, when we were recording the vocals, normally in on past albums, what we'll do is every song we will record every single line on the album, bit by bit, 7 or 8 times, and then we'll pick the best takes.
Yeah,
Whereas with Josh, he understands that sometimes it's better to just let me flow if I'm recording the vocals, and that will then in turn get a better take rather than, you know, chipping and chipping away at it. So that made the whole process go a lot smoother, and I think in turn that just brought out a better result in terms of like the lyrics and like the delivery of the vocals for me personally. Like I found it a lot more fun and engaging, and like yeah, I feel like it is reflected in the music. And it's great to have Josh there as well as a mediator of our ideas. So when we were still in like the writing phase and bringing all the ideas together, sometimes Malevolence can be our own worst enemy and we'll like shoot an idea down before it's even grown legs. But having him there was like, oh no, no, let's explore that idea. Or if we're getting hung up on like a certain word or something like that, or a certain riff, then he'll just pull us back and be like, it doesn't matter. Like, focus on the
yeah,
bigger picture.
like a voice of reason.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
So talking of vocals and voices, you got Randy Blythe on the record.
Mm,
How did that come
yeah.
about? In Lamb of
So
God.
yeah, we kind of had we'd met the Lamb of God guys the year before last. We played some shows with them in Germany, and we got along well. Like we hit it off straight away. And then whilst we were out in LA recording, Josh, who is also Lamb of God's producer, got a text from Lamb of God's manager and said, "Yo, we're doing a re-release of Another Nail in the Coffin, which is off In the Ashes of the Wake, Lamb of God's legendary metal album. Um, does Alex want to be a part of it? Does he want to do a guest spot?" And I was of course of like, yeah, I'd love to. Um, and then yeah, I hit Randy up and I was like, "Yo, if we're doing this, just while I've got you, do you want to do a feature on the Malevolence album?" And he was on board straight away. So yeah, it was pretty organic how it all came about. And yeah, huge privilege to have him on. You know, someone who we've looked up to for as long as I can remember in like the heavy music world. It's
About
awesome to
30
have someone
years.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like Lamb of God is one a huge influence for us. Um, so yeah, and then of course we did the tour with them last year. Got to like get to know each other pretty well and hung out quite a lot. And yeah, we speak quite a lot now. We're texting quite a lot, and it's just cool to have someone who you look up to, like be as cool as they say don't meet your heroes, but he's a good guy. Got a lot of time for him, and he's been invested in the project from the start. So yeah, it was really cool.
It's trying my hardest not to do my in-betweeners Jay impression there. Friends. Anyway, besides the
Ooh,
point.
friends!
Friends.
Yeah, yeah, literally that. Yeah.
But when that is pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. I met Randy maybe 10 years ago, and yeah, just so for a guy who's a singer in a band, so incredibly humble. Like, just you
Yeah,
wouldn't know he's in that band. Talking of bands like the like metal bands, so Lamb of God and metal. Okay, I interviewed Josh Middleton twice now, and both times he's named your band because I asked him the same question and go, right, because obviously I'm from the UK originally, so I sit there and go, what's happening with British metal? And both times, he obviously believe from within, which we expect. but he always names Malevolence as well as like one of the top British metal bands to always go and watch. Um, so, yeah, you can have that as well. But I
Yeah.
mean, yourself personally, I mean, do you feel that that after all these years of doing it, yeah, you're in that spot, and also too, who do you recommend from Britain that as Aussies we should be keeping an eye out for?
Um, I mean, yeah, Josh is a sick guy, and we took them out Silosis on our last second to last UK headline tour, and he's a great guy. He's actually mixed a few Malevolence live recordings, and he's insanely talented, great person. Um, so shouts out to Silosis. Um, yeah, of course, Silosis bleed from within in there doing bits for UK metal at the minute, so it's great to see them doing really well. Um, in the more underground world, some of my favorite bands at the minute are Demonstration of Power from Glasgow, I believe. Um, they're like one of my favorite Scottish hardcore bands at the minute. Um, I'd say for England, I'd say there's Cold Hard Truth, who are just ignorant fight music. You know what you're getting with them. It's just the most ignorant shit ever. Love that band. And I'll give a shout out to our guitarist Josh, his other band, Rough Justice, who are also on MLV Ltd Records. They released their album last year, I believe. Um, Great Sheffield hardcore band. So yeah, keep an eye on them.
That's nice. Sheffield's an interesting spot because Sheffield does actually have, um, well, as a lad who was brought up in Manchester, it pains me to say this, Sheffield does actually have quite a history of when a band breaks out there, just being big. Like, it's actually really, really impressive. And one of them I do actually have tattooed on my neck, which you probably can't see. But you were on their last album, which is While She Sleeps.
All right,
So
sick.
yeah, I have the tattoos right there. So,
Sick.
which is really embarrassing that when they played Good Things Festival about 15 months ago, I was in a hotel and Matt saw me and he's like, "Dude, sick tattoo," and I was like, "Oh fuck's sake!" Like, and when you didn't want to be stalked by a guy who's in a band, I was like, "Not now."
Yeah.
"Yeah, can I get a photo?" "No, not now." Anyway, beside the point. You ended up on you're on their last album. I mean,
Yeah.
how did well, I had two questions that came from that. Obviously, one, how did that come about? But two, um, did they help break down any doors for you in a localized Sheffield scene to be able to get out and become national?
Yeah, I mean, we've known those lads for as long as I've been in Malevolence, so like must be coming up to 15, 16, 17 years now. So like, we've grown up with them basically. So we've known them for a long time, and like some of the earliest Malevolent shows were supporting Sleeps, so they helped put us on the map in the UK, like regionally. Um, and yeah, we've always just got along. It's mad. We've only actually did our first tour with them at the end of last year.
Mm.
Um, which is crazy to think it took that long to make it happen, really. But we and then so the single Down kind of came about in the run up to that tour. We knew that we'd be touring together, and we were like, oh, let's collab on a song. And yeah, it was just we've known each other for that long. It was like, why haven't we done this before? Like it was sick. We were great lads. I got a lot of time for all of them. And like we see each other quite a lot because our unit is in Sheffield, where we practice is 30 seconds away from where they practice. So it's there's like one little area in Sheffield where you've got While She Sleeps, Bring Me the Horizon, and Malevolence all within a stone's throw of each other. Um, yeah, I think it's just like the Sheffield scene, just growing up together. It just builds that kind of that friendship.
No, I mean, no, it's great to hear because I mean, I left the UK in 2001, and British metal at the time was dying on its arse. Like Radio One, had stopped playing it. You couldn't hear it on MTV. So, and then having been in Australia for so long, like whenever I start to see British bands break out and start to become big in Europe and big in America and things like that. Um, I want to know what the subtleties are. In Sheffield seems to be there's been this like just a couple of bands that just seem to just escaped. Which other no, I don't find any of the cities actually had like three or four bands break out of. So why do you think
Mm.
Sheffield's done it? Don't say because it's shit, right? Because that's just me, Manchester.
No, it's not. I love Sheffield. I mean, I just bought a house here, so I love it here. Honestly, I don't know. Um, I feel like it's Sheffield is a music city. We've like grown up having a lot of local venues available to us, and
Helps.
yeah, a fairly good scene to like to build in. And I think it's probably just the working mentality of, you got to go out there and nothing to you, nothing's handed to you. So yeah, I think that's what it boils down to. Um, and I feel
You hear
like,
that in your music, actually.
yeah, and I feel like it's part and parcel of where we're from is being quite humble about what you have. It's a generally a northern trait, I feel like. So I don't know. I don't know exactly why it's Sheffield, but I feel like that just go out there and get it for yourself mentality is quite strong here.
Good, good, good. All right. Now, I appreciate that you've got like, I'm not going to be the only interview that you're doing. You're going to be doing fucking heaps. So, before I let you go and enjoy the rest of your day, do you have anything else you want to add for your regional tour of Australia? And obviously, when you get here in Adelaide next month?
Uh, Other than we're really excited to be back. Like I said, this will be the side shows are the first headline shows that we'll have ever done in Australia, so we're really excited for them. They're going to be intimate sweat boxes, and the tickets are selling really well. So come and celebrate with us because we're looking forward to it. And I'm really looking forward to seeing all the places that we haven't been before, seeing a side of Australia that we haven't seen before, and yeah, a new album coming June 20th. Thank you to everyone who's already pre-ordered it. It really does mean the world. Um, and yeah, new music, more new music coming soon.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Alex, thank you very much for your time, and I will see you in about 6, 7 weeks. We'll have a drink, and if you drink, I don't know, but I'll see you then anyway. And best of luck with the rest of the tour.
Thanks very much, mate. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Alex. Take care, buddy. Bye.
Take care, mate. Ta-ra.